And welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. My guest this evening is the new police chief for the town of Clinton, Chief Vince DeMaio. Chief, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Pete. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming down.
Glad to be here.
So tell us, I understand that you're the semi-new police chief for the town of Clinton as what, 5-6 months ago?
I took over April 1st of this year, so I guess I'm still new. I still, still a little dust on me. We're dusting me off and getting adjusted to the shoreline life, which you can see. I'm
right, exactly.
I'm fitting right in. Shorts and flip flops. We're getting there.
Right.
Met a lot of people in town. It's a great, great town. We're very happy to be here. Very fortunate to be able to be the police chief in the town with such a great police department. I have just an excellent staff of officers that are really dedicated to serving the community, and it's a great community. They want to support us, and looking forward to really developing a lot of strong relationships.
Exactly. Now, background on you. Before you came to Clinton, where were you?
I've been a police officer. Coming up on September 11th is going to be my 27th year in law enforcement. I was hired September 11th, 1989. Wow. Entered the police academy. I worked for 26.5 years in New Canaan, Connecticut, which is down in Lower Fairfield County. Yep. Worked my way up through the ranks there. Basically held every position in the police department, from patrol officer to dispatcher to shift supervisor to investigator, information liaison officer. Then I was a patrol supervisor, patrol commander, investigative commander, and then my last 2.5 years I was the operations division commander. So I was the second in command of the department. Nice. Started out with about 15 credits when I started there. I was a young guy, 22 years old, not really sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be a police officer, but I decided early on that I really needed to finish up my education, so I went and got my master's. I got my bachelor's degree from UConn, got my master's in public administration from University of New Haven.
There you go.
And then just last year, I was very fortunate enough to be able to attend the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, 260th session, which was just a fantastic experience, and really less than 1% of all law enforcement worldwide are able to attend that. So just again, very fortunate to have that experience.
I was going to say, tell us a little bit about that. What was that like?
It was fantastic, I got to tell you. It was a great, great experience. It's run 4 sessions a year. It's run by the FBI. It's right in the middle of the Quantico Marine Base down in Quantico, Virginia. They train new agents, and the National Academy is all municipal and state law enforcement agencies, and they go for an intense 10-week training period, which incorporates just all different facets of leadership, management, investigative. There's different tracks you're able to take. It's very much like a college environment. As a matter of fact, I think they give you 14 or 15 graduate credits from the University of Virginia.
There you go.
Which is nice. Yeah. And also a lot of intense physical training and a lot of bonding. So my session, the 260th session, had 48 of the 50 states represented, and 20 countries as well, because our allied nations, allies in the United States, are also to send some of their national police force members to the training. So we had France, Belgium, Ivory Coast, all manner of different agencies in different countries represented. It was just really a fantastic experience.
Really? Cool. How long was that?
10 weeks.
All right.
So you're down there, you live on base. You're broken down into sections. So there was 226 of us, all dormed up and living 3 squares a day. It was good life,
There you go.
I mean, people said, oh my God, it's going to be so hard. You have to run every day, and you have to do all this physical exercise, and you have all these papers to write and all these other things. I said, listen, all I have to do is worry about me. You don't have to worry about taking care of the kids, all the honey-do list that your wife has for you, your job and everything else. So it was kind of like a nice little sabbatical and recharge the batteries for law enforcement.
Exactly. So you like being involved in law enforcement?
This is the only thing I've really known my entire adult life, and I was kind of coming to a crossroads in New Canaan. I was getting towards 26.5 years on, kind of had gone through everything, spent a long time in the organization, and really started thinking about where I wanted to go next and what I wanted to do, or did I just want to continue on there? A lot of officers will just stay in the agency that they were sworn into and started with forever and ever and ever. Right. As a matter of fact, we had 2 people on the New Canaan PD that are still there. They had they'll be 49 years on come Halloween.
Holy
this
cow.
year, 49 years each. Can you believe it?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, I used to tell them all the time. I said, listen, when you guys were first sworn in, I was still in diapers.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
And it's the truth. I was 6 months old. I said, not only did I have to grow up to get to an age where I could be hired and do a 26-year career, and you're still here.
Exactly.
So, But I decided, when you start thinking about it, you say, this is one career where you really have an opportunity to impact people's lives in a positive way. And you kind of take that for granted like everything else. In your daily routine, you kind of take for granted the opportunities that you have and the benefits you have and the satisfaction that you get from your job. Right. And I started thinking, hey, you know, one day when I leave this career, how am I going to really cope with that? Because you really have a chance to make a positive influence in people's lives and have dramatic effect, because people call you at their worst when there's no place left to turn, you know, and you come and solve problems for them. And when somebody comes up to you and honestly tells you that, hey, you know, you saved my life, you can't get any better satisfaction than that. It doesn't matter, money, benefits, all that other stuff goes out the window. Exactly. When you really impacted somebody in a positive fashion, or if you turned somebody's life around, that's just a great thing. So to think about walking away from that is real difficult. I don't think I could have a plan otherwise.
Exactly. Now, for my viewers and listeners that don't know, as police chief, what exactly is your day-to-day?
Well, you know, I'm a hands-on chief, and that's what they told me they wanted here when I applied for the job. So it's nice. We're a small agency. We're only 27 sworn officers. Yeah. So, you know, the majority of my day obviously is administrative work, taking care of budgeting, working with scheduling, making sure the equipment that we have is functional, looking for opportunities, and, you know, setting policy, setting procedure, looking at plans, taking complaints, getting out in the community, meeting with people. But I'll respond to calls. You know, today we had a fight in front of across from Pearson School. I rolled out to that. Luckily, it was nothing. But you know, I go out to there. I'll roll on medical calls. I'll go to alarm calls. The guys never know where they're going to see me. So everybody likes to stay on their toes, and I like to stay involved and stay mixed because, you know, like I tell everybody on staff, whether you have 2 stars on your collar, if you have nothing on your collar, we all wear the same patch. Exactly. We're all here to serve the community. We all do the same mission. So was never afraid of work, and I'm not afraid of it now. Now, from what I saw a picture of you not long ago in one of the local publications. You guys rolled out new uniforms. Yes, we did. They look snazzy. Yeah, and they're really functional too, and that's the whole thing. You know, it's the best of all worlds, really. The first thing that was ever said to me when I walked into CPD as the new chief was, "Hey, Chief, welcome aboard. Do you think there's something we can do about these uniforms?" Oh, good. Sure. So we started looking into it, and you know, the uniforms that they had were, you know, they were traditional, very, you know, heavy wool. They were expensive, real hard to get a hold of. There was only one distributor. They were custom made, and they really were hot and uncomfortable. And you know, the guys were complaining that if they dropped their pen on the ground, they couldn't bend down to pick it up. Right, exactly. So what we did is we started researching some new materials, and there's been a lot of development in different synthetic materials and so forth. And we have different components which allow my guys to be comfortable, look professional. Have the ability with, you know, they have hidden cargo pockets. There's all kinds of additional things that they can carry, still look professional. We have an external vest carrier, which looks just like a shirt. Yep. So they're able to take that off when they come inside the building and not sweat to death. And exactly. You know, we have high vis road job shirts, so clearly visible and ANSI compliant, OSHA compliant out in the street, making sure that, you know, our motor vehicle operators can see our officers directing traffic. Oh yeah. So. Very simple to make the guys happy. It's an easy job when you start listening to people's input that are stakeholders. Exactly, exactly. From what I understand, we had fireworks not long ago. We had fireworks on Saturday night. Yes, we did. If you missed them, I feel bad for you because let me tell you, it was a spectacular display. Was it? It was fantastic. It was really fantastic. I mean, about 30 minutes straight of just beautiful, beautiful fireworks. The town was packed. The Chamber of Commerce and all of our all of our, you know, town agencies worked together really, really effectively. You know, the PD, Fire Department, EMS, our Public Works, our Parks and Rec, Chamber of Commerce. It was just a nice, super nice event. I would say probably about 5,000 to 6,500 between the 3 venues, all spread out. I know I was down at the beach. That's where we had the command center. I was going to say, you were on there. You probably got I was down there. Yeah, I was down there all day. I got started about 12 o'clock that afternoon and went home probably about 11 o'clock that night. But it was worth it, and everybody had a great time. It wasn't just, hey, you know, the fireworks were okay. Every single person was like, that was spectacular. I mean, so they're planning on doing it again. If they top this one, that's going to be quite a feat because it was really fantastic. And I want to say, too, it was a nice family environment.
It was.
And I want to thank everybody that came down and came out, because really we had the beach clear and we had Route 1 back to a normal pace of life. About an hour after the show was done, we were able to shut down operations because everybody was just effectively doing what they should and being compliant. It was really a good time. And
everybody behaved themselves?
Everybody behaved themselves, you know. A couple little minor problems, but they were very minor.
All right, all right. So, from what I understand by doing research and doing homework, we're also bringing back the DARE program.
I'm very excited about that.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about the DARE program.
Yeah,
because
please.
If I had received any knock when I first got here, if there's anything bad I heard about my department, was like, well, how come you guys stopped doing the DARE program? Why aren't you doing the DARE program anymore? So I took that to heart. I mean, we do listen. Right. We're a part of the community, and we're here to serve and you know, interface with the needs. We want to provide not just services that the people require. We want to provide them with the services that they want.
Right.
And the DARE program was first and foremost what I heard the most for. So I was very fortunate. I've got two young officers, Officer Brian Corbin and Officer Spencer Mangs. Okay. A couple of young guys. Put it out there. They volunteered for it. They're going to interface really nicely with the kids. So working closely with Superintendent O'Donnell for the public schools to implement the program. We're hopeful to do it in the 5th grade at Pearson and the 7th grade at Elliott, but I understand that, you know, we're just a support part of the educational process, and we don't want to step on any toes. We want to make sure that we're integrated into the curriculum and they're very comfortable with it. But this is a community where we can really have a lot of impact with that DARE program.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I have people coming up to me that are 30, 40 years old saying, I still remember my DARE instructor. What a great guy. Is Officer so-and-so still here? And that's a tremendous impact for us to have as a law enforcement agency, to be a positive. You can't buy that. You can throw money at things all day long. You are never going to get that kind of connection. So I'm so happy that this is a real small school district. Everybody stays together kind of all the way through, from K all the way to graduation. And that's, you know, so we're very excited about the program. And it's changed. It's been revamped. It's all about decision making. So you can apply it to everything from, you know, anti-bullying to anti-drugs to, you know, just stress management. That's what really, it's, I think it's going to be a really effective tool for the kids. And
I was going to say, we've got a little bit of time left in this segment. How is the DARE program changed?
Like I said, you know, in the days of old, it used to be, kids, these are, you know, this is what marijuana looks like. This is what cocaine looks like. Don't do these things. If you see these things, call somebody. Now it's really situationally based, and it's trying to teach kids good coping skills and strategies for dealing with drug abuse and just all kinds of life problems.
Excellent. Chief DeMaio, would you mind sticking around for another segment?
I would love to.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Looking for Connecticut's best ride? You'll find it at the Closer to Free Ride. On September 10th, ride an inspiring 10, 25, 62.5, or 100 miles. Every dollar you raise supports research and care at Smilow Cancer Hospital at Yale, New Haven. This is your ride. Register today at rideclosertofree.org and help bring our world closer to free.
We need a new house because this one is too small. We need 37 bedrooms in order to accommodate the dramatic increase in children. Yale New Haven Children's Hospital. This new house will be more specialized in the rooms that we provide and much larger to accommodate the sheer volume of families who are going to need us.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Chief DeMaio from the town of Clinton. Chief, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Good to have you back.
A couple seconds.
Yeah, it was a couple of seconds. Chief, now let's talk a little bit about in the news lately. There's the Narcan.
Well, I think Narcan is an opioid reversal drug.
Correct.
The drug is actually Naloxone, and it's commonly branded as Narcan. As a matter of fact, we just here in Clinton, we just implemented an Narcan program. So all of our officers, I'm not sure if anybody's aware of this, but all our officers in Clinton are the designated first responders. We share that responsibility with the fire department and with the ambulance corps, and because they're volunteer, sometimes the response time is a little bit slower than ours, but we always have somebody on the road. So I was able to go out into the community, explain the need for my officers to be able to administer Narcan in the field.
Yep.
And I was quickly able to get donations from the Lions Club,
Yep.
Another generous donor in town, Kenyon Limited.
Yes.
He gave me some money.
Yeah.
And partners in the community also had a little fundraiser for us to raise money for that. Also, Master Sergeant Mark Gelvin of the Connecticut State Police, who's also a member of the Clinton Volunteer Fire Department, donated his time to train our officers. He's a state certified trainer in Narcan, so
Very nice.
he came out. And right now we're at about 75% of the department's been trained. We have another 7 officers that need to get trained, but we have it out on the road now. And it really is an epidemic in Connecticut. It's something that needs to be taken seriously, and our job is to save lives.
Right.
You know, whenever in whatever ways we have, and it's really an inexpensive, easy tool for us to use. You really can't mess it up. If you misdiagnose somebody and you give it to them, it's not going to cause any harm. It's inert,
Right.
so it's only going to counteract opioid overdoses. Small, transportable, like I said, real simple. It's a no-brainer for us to get it out there and use it, because I know we will certainly save lives with it.
Oh, yeah. Now, one of the things, speaking of all this wonderful stuff that you guys do with the town of Clinton, I understand that there was an event not long ago at Stewart's Ace Hardware.
Correct.
For
one of our dispatchers,
Yes,
Dave McDonald,
that's right.
DMAC as we call him affectionately at the
right.
PD. He's quadriplegic. He's confined to a wheelchair. He's one of our part-time dispatchers.
Okay.
And he has a van which is just, I pulled in the parking lot the first day and I thought I was going to have to impound it myself. Because it's really not in good shape.
Oh, no.
And, you know, Dave is just a great guy, and he's always chipper, and he's always up, and he just, you know, he would never complain about anything. And, you know, Tassos Glados, one of our other dispatchers, started the program. He's really the guy that did the bulk of the work here. And got the program started, got a GoFundMe page started, and there's been several events. And we did a radio show, and the following weekend we had a fundraiser over at Ace Hardware.
Yes, you did.
And Stewart's, you know, Todd Stewart was very kind.
Absolutely.
Gave us 10% of his sales for a certain point of that day, and just the outpouring of donations from the community. We just Families Helping Families was out there, and they were doing a matching donation for us, and you know, Minor and Gene Welsh, really big help. Jessica Demers was out there with us, and just we took in like $2,500, which Families Helping Families matched that, so we were right up to $5,000, and I'm happy to say that we've raised at this point about $30,000 for him.
All right.
So we're going to be able to get him a brand new handicap access van, a little extended warranty that's going to keep him going for another 10 or 15 years. You know, keep his independence, get him coming to work, help and serve the community. Really a deserving guy, and I'm blown away by the community support here in Clinton, and so grateful that everybody came out and really supported a good cause, because he's really a really deserving individual, and it's got to make you feel good. So if you donated any money to that, you really did a great thing, and I want to thank you personally for doing that.
Exactly. And how are we looking so far with the up-to-date of the funding for the van?
But right now,
we're close?
Oh no, we're there. I think we're there. It's just a matter of him getting fitted now. He's got some additional complications. They may be changing his wheelchair right now. He's in a manual wheelchair, and they may be changing him over to a motorized wheelchair. So that may be a little bit of a different fitting. So we're just about there as far as, you know, we have the funds ready to go. And the bids for the upfitting of the van will go out shortly. And it looks like we're going to try and use a vendor that's a one-stop that can give them a brand new van, do the upfitting, and then if something goes wrong, it's just an easy, you know, they can come out and service it for him. He doesn't have to come drop it off or anything like that. So we're very hopeful that will be done by mid-October at the latest.
Okay. And one of the other things that you guys are doing with the Clinton PD and bringing back is Tip-A-Cop.
Tip-A-Cop as well, yeah. We're you know, strong supporters. This is Jerry Dunn. Sergeant Dunn is organized this along with Chip's Pub. So September 15th, we're going to be over at Chip's Pub. We're going to do the whole day. So it's going to be 11 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. We're going to do the lunch and the evening shift. All proceeds of that will benefit the Special Olympics.
Very nice.
You know, and that was one of the first things I did when I got here. We had a team together, and we ran the Special Olympics through ran the torch through Clinton.
That's right.
You know, I
That's
carried
right.
the guide on. I wasn't carrying the torch. You know.
No, you weren't. You're not.
I did once. So, you know, I had a full head of hair.
Oh no! see what happens.
But no, it's a great cause, and you know, Special Olympics started here, right, right in Connecticut, right in New Haven.
Yes, it did.
So we're really proud to support that. It's a great program. It's a great pairing of law enforcement and the Special Olympics. So we're happy to do that, and come out and support us if you will. And you know, we'll run the Special Olympics Torch Run 2017.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll get a little community support, and we'll just take on a bunch of additional runners too.
Exactly.
Actually, I think we had News Channel 8 run with us this year. They ran through Clinton.
Gail Simmons ran with you probably.
Gail Simmons and
yeah.
There's another girl with blonde hair. I can't remember
Laura.
her name. Very nice, yes.
Laura Hutchinson.
That's it, Laura Hutchinson.
She's their morning anchor. Actually,
Yeah.
Gil's a friend of mine. So
Very nice. I'm still getting accustomed to your news programs up here because you know I'm down for the New York market.
I was gonna say
well, up from the New York market.
I was gonna say if I mentioned like News 12, you had
correct. All over that.
No problem doing it that way. But up here, that's not a. So where for the torch run, where'd you run?
We ran all the way through Clinton, so we brought the torch from the Westbrook line all the way into Guilford.
Okay. And then the Guilford.
And then Guilford takes over, and it goes, you know,
Branford, and then
down into down into New Haven.
Gotcha.
So, and it starts. There's all different branches starting at different points, but they all end in New Haven for the games.
Very nice. And obviously, you not only probably did you run, who else ran with you?
Let's see. We had Corporal Strungio and Corporal DePietro ran with me,
okay.
and Corporal Strungio's wife.
Very
and then
nice.
we had to provide some security for the run, and it was great. You know what also was great, Pete, was Pearson came out. The whole class at Pearson came out to cheer us on as we ran the torch by. So it was nice going by, giving the kids high fives, and really stoked up the runners, and they loved participating. So again, just another community involvement thing, which is fantastic.
Now, with you being a police chief, how important is being involved in the community?
I mean, that's paramount. I mean, it's paramount for me to be involved in this community. And as I said before, you know, as a chief, it's truly important to me to deliver the services that the community wants, not just what they require. I don't, you know, shouldn't just be when you pick up the phone and say, hey, I just got robbed, or hey, you know, my husband just passed out. It should be, you know, what kinds of things can we do to improve the quality of life here in Clinton?
Right.
What kind of positive impact can we have on youth? What kind of role models can we be? What kind of, you know, are we seeing do we have an elderly population that needs certain requirements? Clinton's very unique in that, you know, we have a regular service population like every other police department of 13,500 of residents and businesses. But in the summer, you know, we have another 7 or 8,000 with summer rentals. We have a huge harbor population, a lot of boaters coming in. So that's a very distinct service population. And then on top of that, we have Clinton Crossing, which brings in 10,000 10,000 a day. So, you know, in the summer months right now, my guys I'm in a 27-man department, and we're looking at, you know, running down 30,000, a town of 30,000 individuals. It's a lot of work.
Exactly.
And these guys really have to move around. So, and each one of those has a distinct service need for us that needs to be addressed. So, you know, you have to be mindful of what's the best way to get your resources out there to those service populations.
Now, from what I understand, and one of the other things we should probably talk about in the wonderful town of Clinton, we got a new high school.
We have an outstanding new high school.
Yes.
And,
opening soon.
Opening on Sunday. There's a grand opening open to the public. That's going to be between 2 and 5.
Right.
On Sunday at the New Morgan School.
And my mother and Jane Walsh might show off.
And whenever they're there, you know it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you. When Dolly and Jane are in the house, it's always going to be a good time. So, you know, you just saddle up right next to them, and you'll have a laugh. I guarantee you'll have a good time. But beautiful, beautiful high school, done state of the art.
Nice.
Really a fantastic building, beautiful grounds. You know, looking out, when you walk into the building, it's all a wide open atrium. So you're looking right out onto the fields in the back.
Nice.
You know, top of the line technology. And also, you know, the school system has really worked. Mary Ann and Jack Cross before her have really worked diligently on, you know, setting up a curriculum that's really going to help the students and really be focused on the students and providing them with a quality education. So it's a huge win, and I believe is going to bring in a lot of new families into the Clinton community.
And I was going to say, that's right, we have a new superintendent in schools now because Jack Cross is since retired.
Yes.
And Marianne O'Donnell is Marianne is now the new superintendent of schools,
yeah,
and I believe we have a new assistant superintendent.
Yep. I have not met the new superintendent yet, but Marianne is just spectacular. We're real lucky to have her.
Yeah.
Real smart lady. Very dedicated and passionate about delivering a quality education to our kids.
Oh, yeah.
One of the big things, she really, I was able to speak to her prior to coming up here and getting the job, and she really got me excited about, you know, the school system and how much they pour into it. After I talked to her, I knew this is really going to be.
Where you're coming.
I was really crossing my fingers that they were going to take me, because
exactly.
It was. It's really great. So come out and take a look at that high school. It is a fantastic building. It's going to be great for our kids. It's going to be great for the community.
I was going to say I'll see it tomorrow morning for another event that.
And now it's all green. The weeds have been taken care of. So.
Huh? Really?
Yeah. So.
Excellent.
They hydro-seeded it today.
I was going to say I know there was a little.
Yeah, we had a little weed problem.
Little issue.
It's been corrected.
All right.
You know, not a problem. You know, we got it corrected. We get things done here.
Excellent. Excellent.
They get things done in Clinton.
Exactly. Now, are we still going to have a SRO up at Morgan?
Yes.
Okay.
Officer Popovich is going to be our SRO. He's continuing on.
Okay.
Been doing a great job. Getting nothing but positive feedback from the school administration there. They love having him there. He's doing a great job. We're also very lucky that you know, Joe was a former deputy chief of police in Cheshire before he came here. So
really,
it's very rare that you get to have somebody with that level of experience.
Wow.
Actually at a patrolman's level. So we're going to take full advantage of that. You know, and my philosophy is round pegs for round holes.
Exactly.
He's doing a great job up there, and we're going to keep him there for the foreseeable future.
Nice, very nice. And what else do we want to talk about with the little bit of time we have left?
You know,
what else you want? What else you want to talk about?
I just very happy to be here.
Good.
You know, and really have been feeling the community support from everybody here in Clinton. They've made me feel very welcome, my family feel welcome, and you know, after the Dallas shootings, we had an outpouring of, you know, just goodwill from the citizens coming in, leaving us gift baskets and flowers, and just saying, hey, you know, we appreciate what you do. And that really means a lot to my staff, to my guys, to my dispatchers. Everybody really appreciates the fact when people just say, hey, you know, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, Chief DeMaio, I want to thank you for coming on down. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Have us on again.
All right. On behalf of Chief DeMaio, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.